There is it again, the red sign. You are live. Hello and good morning from Germany for the last webinar this year. And first of all, let me welcome for the last time in this webinar in this year, Jensen from Singapore. Very good morning, Jensen.
Very good morning, and it is live on my handphone.
Okay. That's great.
Yeah.
Technology that works.
Inception.
Yeah, it works,
I think it's
Perfect.
webinar, I don't know, 50 or something. So we found out how it works. Very good morning to Jonas as well. Thank you for joining us in this session.
Good morning, guys.
I think I can announce that you're going to show us later on, or give us later on, a very good overview of the product solutions we are discussing here today.
Would be a pleasure for me.
Yeah, great. Wow, Jensen, I must admit this new type of format a little bit stresses me. The 30 minutes is quite tough, I think.
Yeah, given the number of types of coolers that the big family members that we had.
And it's a growing family. I have the new, as you always say, the new kid on the block next to me, which I'm holding here. It's a Christmas present. No, I'm just kidding. But again, first of all, first things first, let us thank this great community, what we are having here and what, we created here together. We were able to put together. We get some hello from Bangkok at this moment. We get some hello from Frankfurt, from Tobias. There's a good morning. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. We would be happy to have your questions and your comments right on this LinkedIn, in this LinkedIn post. Because that really also helps us, to answer your question, to know if there's any specifics. And if you only want to say hello from wherever you are, that's even nice. That shows us your commitment. Yeah, Jameson, that's also cool doing this at the same time. Great. All right. Yeah. The heart of the sample handling system. This is what we were called. Oh, there's someone from Slovakia. So very good morning, Peter. Nice to see you there. Jensen, I think it's one of your sentences that there is not only the one sample handling system. And maybe we can also conclude that there's not only one sample cooler, right? Is that something you would agree on?
Absolutely. Yeah. There's no one size fit all.
Yeah, that's true. So, I mean, already the advertisement, or let's say the picture we put on LinkedIn promoting this session here already shows why do we have different coolers? What is the different requirements? And like we said, 30 minutes is not a lot of time, but we put a lot of effort in to give you a very compact, good overview and good understanding what is the difference and when to choose what kind of cooler. Yeah, I'm also happy to say hello to our world team here next to Jensen handling the Asian region, Jose Luis from the Middle East, which is very great to join us, and Antonio Mena covering the South of America. So any questions, feel free to reach out, would be great. Okay, maybe short recap for all the people who might be joining us for the first time. PSG claims himself to develop and produce the perfect sample gas solutions. And we have three categories here: the basic category, the plus category, and the process category. And especially today, I think it's pretty nice to show how do we kind of play, or how do we match this product strategy on our coolers. Yeah, I'm sure that will give, and I hope that will give a good overview. In general, we have this for, as we said, the extraction of a gas probe, meaning the gas sampling probes, the transportation, which will be the heated sample lines, and topic of today, the cooler and the conditioning system. Okay, Jemsen, I think now it's you giving us an overview. What are the new requirements, and why would we call this the heart of the sample handling system?
Yeah. So why, we call it the heart of the sampling system, considering in the whole entire design of the sampling conditioning. When we talk about conditioning, we want to condition the sample that it has to be conducive for the gas analyzer to measure. Now, most of the gas analyzer in this field would be a infrared. Yeah, there are also UV, whichever, whether electrochemicals. One of the things that we wanted to do is that we want to remove condensation. The whole entire sampling system for emission monitoring is always narrowed down to one word: condensation. If we're able to remove condensation, you are able to have a very robust sample conditioning system. So how can we remove condensate? That lies on how effective and how you choose the gas cooler. Yeah, for that reason, one of the most important and one of the most expensive component in the conditioning system is the gas cooler.
I mean, this task itself sounds a little bit easy for people who are probably not so much into the details, James. Why would you say or think it's so crucial, it's so critical?
Yeah. So you see, if we are unaware, if we are, many people in the, particularly in the field of system integration, right? Many people, they use it one size fits all. They use the same gas conditioning or gas cooler that ignoring the fact that the amount of water, the amount of exchanger that they're selecting, all right, the flow rate, the temperature that coming in. So that will have the impact of the cooler outlet. And what happened is the most nightmare that we had is any of the condensate carried over on the downstream, that finally it reaches the gas analyzer.
Right. I think this is the nice video you just shared and you just showed. I don't know if anyone can post this here. Maybe Tobias can in the background, or Jonas, so that the people can see this video in the chat. I think this is very right what you're saying. So one thing we can summarize here is it is the task for the cooler, and this unites all cooler, to dry the gas. And we dry the gas by cooling. This is, let's say, our cooling principle, right? But now it depends on the application we are looking at. What other requirements are there? I tried, with giving a selection criteria. I mean, we are not only here, let's say, to promote our products, but we also want to a little bit, let's say, share our knowledge. And education is a big word, but I think it's good to give this overview. Jemsen, what you said, the reduction of the water, this is typically something we would or which is given in the characteristics of the so-called outlet dew point, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
this is.
Yeah, please.
In reality, there are so many talking about outlet dew point. This is a very, very, I think, the most important of all gas cooler. Now, many a times when we sell our gas cooler to all the buyers, we have no idea what is the process condition. We have no idea how they going to install. There are many unknown factors, and also we have challenges against very economical prices made somewhere else in any part of the world. But the one thing the audience must know, the performance of the gas cooler, one of the most in fact the most important factor is, irregardless of the amount of water, irregardless the changes of the process condition, the gas cooler must able to produce a constant outlet dew point. This is the factor that why we have to stress so much, to telling many of our partners.
Yeah, that's true. But now the world is more complex, unfortunately. And I would say the outlet dew point is not the only criteria which is responsible to select the right cooler. I think it also strongly depends on what is the application behind it. Because the washout rate, Jemsen, this is a special topic, I would say, for the CEMS, for the CEMS background, right?
Yeah, in particularly for the acids.
Yeah. So in general, in developing a cooler for CEMS monitoring, which is one of the, let's say, relatively common applications for cold, dry, extractive analyzer systems, to manage the reduction of the washout rate of, for example, SO2, is something which is important in the selection and also in the design of the heat exchanger, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now,
just to give you a small changes in the market situation in Asia. The threshold limit in Southeast Asia, in fact, it was started from China. Gradually, it started to spread in Southeast Asia. The threshold limit given by the authority is getting smaller and smaller. We're talking about the SO2 sulfurate, the sulfur dioxide. So having said that, this is the area that, we do not want to have, any washout if possible. So this is a critical important that why we have a different family.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that. I can see that, and I think it's very good that we can discuss this topic here as well. The last criteria, maybe also something important. Somehow it is connected when we talk about the heat exchanger a little bit later. The T90 time, meaning the time what it takes in a sample handling system. Remember the PNID from before, which when the calibration gas is giving at the top at the gas sampling probe, and it finally reaches 90% of that value on the analyzer side. I think that's characterized as the T90 time. This is also something very important, which at the end means how long is the gas in the gas conditioning system, in the gas cooler, in the heat exchanger, right?
Absolutely. And again, this is a topic that generalized. It may be varies different from region to region, but this is one of the things that when we talk about emission, we talk about RATA, all right, relative accuracy test audit. So in this area, we wanted to ensure that the authority, there's a compliance, there's a regulation, ensuring that the calibration gas that passes through the gas cooler and it reaches the gas analyzers. When it comes to a T90, it is very important that why, again, a gas cooler is one of the factors that, when we talk about gas cooler, we talk about, in our field, the type of exchanger. It is so critical. It's not just a gas cooler itself.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think, from the gas cooler itself, we also wanted to give an overview with, a drawing and a 3D drawing of a compressor cooler on the one hand side and a thermoelectric, or we would call this Peltier cooler on the other hand side. Jemson, from your experience, what would you say? What is the more or most common cooling technology in your region?
In my region, generally we will use compressor. Reason is
Yeah.
that both of them, it can reach the same dew point. However, there are two factors I always stress to my partner. Number one, look at the energy, the amount of BTU, how strong, how powerful is this gas cooler able to squeeze out the water? Yeah, this is a very important thing. If you were to invest on something with the heart of the sampling system, would you like to choose a weak heart or a strong heart?
Yeah, that's true. I think let's cut this a little bit short. In general, I just wanted to mention there's two cooling engine methods, so to say. We have the compressor cooler, which is also strong when we are in a high ambient situation. And we have the Peltier cooler, which has many advantages because you can, for example, select the outlet dew point or the cooling temperature. This is something you cannot easily do with the compressor cooler. But at the same time, if the ambient is getting very hot, the capabilities are a little bit limited in the Peltier cooling and the thermoelectric cooling. Right. This is just something I wanted to mention here. So as we said, and I think that really gives a good overview, of the different type of our developed heat exchanger. We have on the one hand side the MLK 10 heat exchanger. Any comments from your side, Jemson, are very much welcome. I would say this heat exchanger is super robust, right? So if you are unaware of the local situation, like you said, in many situations we don't know about the flow rate and maybe also the inlet dew point, meaning the humidity which comes in. What would you say, Jemson? Maybe the MLK 10 is a good selection there, right?
Yeah, in fact, in generally, MLK 10 meets most of the application. In fact, I want to say is that if we were to spend a little bit more time on the heat exchanger in this overview, you can actually take up one and the next webinar, because this is the advanced stage of the webinar. And we have no chance to explain it to many of the buyer. What is it really inside?
True. Yeah. That's true. That's true. I just have also a heat exchanger in live and in real here. So this is just something I wanted to show. MLK 10, we always say, is the best, the best compromise of in this type of solution. But then at the same time, we have our newer version, the so-called MLK 20. And the MLK 20 heat exchanger, using the jet stream heat exchanger principle, an improved jet stream heat exchanger principle, allows to reduce the washout rate pretty much. So we would say if someone is focusing even on a lower washout rate, because the washout rate is lower than it is in the MLK 10, we would recommend in this case to use the MLK 20 jet stream heat exchanger. And we will come back to this as part of our product strategy. There is also the so-called process heat exchanger, which is Jemson. How would you describe this heat exchanger, which is used in the BCR row?
We call it, there are two ways of calling it in the market. We call it the typhoon, or they call it the cyclone. The cyclone exchanger.
Okay, so in this case, we really force the gas to stay in this tube for a relatively not long time, because this type of heat exchanger also allows a high flow rate. But at the end, this allows us to have a super high performance. This type of heat exchanger would also have a higher SO2 loss. So that's the reason why we said we have to decide what kind you choose. Just a short overview, because this is the newer technology. I think MLK10 is well known, thousands of applications out there in the market. I'm still impressed by this heat exchanger technology, by the way, because the numbers of changes we need to do in this heat exchanger is just not happening. So at the same time, Jemison, you confirmed there's upcoming and new requirements for lower washout rates. So I think with MLK jet stream heat exchanger principle, we have a very good, we are very good dressed for future requirements for lower washout rates. And I think that also reflects our product portfolio, and this shows how our product portfolio contains this new technologies. As I told you, Jemison, I think it's for the first time that you can see this in real. I have here next to me the new kid on the block, the new member, which is the MLK Basic, a completely new product in our product strategy, in our product portfolio. And it comes, which is the exciting thing, I would say, it comes with the newest heat exchanger technology, which is the jet stream heat exchanger. I can, as you can see here, it's a two gas pass cooler, compressor cooler. And the importance is, and this, like I said, represents pretty much our product strategy, because it's a basic cooler in terms of it is only a cooler. When we look at the plus line, at our plus product category, MLK10 or MLK20, you will have a long list of different options, the flow meter, the filter. I think we have an overview of this here in a later stage. But with our basic cooler, with our MLK Basic cooler, we are addressing, like you said, Jemison, system integrator, OEMs, who just want to have a super low washout rate, stable outlet dew point, short T or fast T90 time, so to say. With this technology, I think we can offer a good approach for a very reliable and good product. At the same time, MLK Plus line, or the Plus cooler we have, like I said, comes with all these options. And at the end, then we also have the process line, where we will also show our newest development in terms of hydrogen and hydrogen cooling, where it depends on a high flow rate, stainless steel. There's different materials, right? Jemison, I hope this kind of overview is good and is easy to understand. What do you think?
Absolutely. I think we, at the end, we have to leave our way of contact. I'm sure the audience has lots of questions.
Yeah, it's very good possible. Okay, before I hand over to my dear colleague Jonas, I would like to give this brief overview of the MLK Basic. As you can see it here, where we did a lot of development and testing for developing this heat exchanger technology. We have an overview of the MLK10, I think is very well known, and the MLK20. So for all fields you are in, we can offer the right solution. And this is the product we launched to the AGEMA this year, which is the MLK Process Cooler Z. Z stands for compressor. And this comes with a I like the way how you call it, James, the typhoon, the typhoon cooling principle, so that even allows a flow rate of 500 liters an hour. I think this is pretty much. So Jonas, let me hand over to you, and because in this 30 minutes, we are unable to go through all the technical details, but what we wanted to show here, or what Jonas will show you now, is how can you find the right product, maybe contacting Jemsen, one approach, and the other guys from our sales team. But we also wanted to show you how is this easy to access from our new website.
Okay, then let me jump in here. First of all, thank you very much for the little introduction. And yeah, let me directly show you how to find a little overview of our coolers, or let's say our products in general. What you can see here is, of course, our still pretty new website. It's a little bit overviewed. What you can see here is the language button, of course, to change it from English to German. I already done that. And if you just press on products and on sample coolers, you will see two things directly in the beginning. The first thing is, or the first main thing is our main contact for coolers, which is my dear colleague Kai, who is pretty much super into the coolers and can answer you maybe 99% of the questions directly out of his head. So you can contact him at any time. And of course, if you scroll just a little bit down here, you can see our whole portfolio on sample gas coolers. You can just scroll a little bit through here. I think we will take, for example, the MLK Plus 20 cooler. Just a little side note, our MLK Basic, the pretty super new kit on the block, which Jörg just introduced to you guys, is right now still not on the website. It will follow during the day because it's a very new product, and yeah, it's still not there, but it will come like this day or at latest tomorrow. And what you can see then is here just a quick overview about the most important properties. You can see here a little bit on the application side, so for what can you use this cooler, and a very important point is the product data sheet, which you can find just in the middle. Just press on it, it will download you the data sheet, and there you have again all the most important facts, and of course all the technical data at one point together. Just one more quick side note. You can also use these products in general button to push on it. Then you can see the overview of all of our products, and you can select specific applications or specific components which you're looking for. For example, if you are building an ATEX system, you can just push the ATEX button, and then you would see all the ATEX certified probes, all the other ATEX certified lines, and of course the ATEX certified coolers down here. Yeah, that's so much on my part.
Super.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Jonas, for giving us this overview, and at the same time, you are responsible and you're doing an incredible job putting all this information up and yeah, keeping the website alive.
Thank you very much.
I can tell you guys, in the meantime, with having so many solutions, yeah, it's quite some work. it keeps us busy, but which is pretty nice. I think.
Yeah, it's
we like to. I think we like to grow our solution portfolio.
Yes.
Jemsen, also here, I think it's important to mention that we understand ourselves as a one-stop shop, right? So the conditioning system not only exists from the probe, the heated line, and the cooler, but also many other items. And we have many options for MLK 10, MLK 20. This is our plus product line, which you can individualize. The basic product line, as we said, more or less just a cooler. But there's many options to add in the plus or in the process line. I think that gives a good guidance and a really good overview. Okay, so before we end this session here, again, let me thank all of you. Let me thank the community for being so loyal to us the entire year. Last year, I remember we had, I think we had the Christmas party. Some of them were wearing the Christmas shirts. It's Christmas time now in Germany and in Europe, and I think all over the world. Allow me to thank also you, my dear colleagues, Tobias in the background, for supporting us and me in doing this. I think again in this year we saw some changes. I mean, last year everyone had to stay at home, and also this, let's say, online format was able to reach like everyone. Now we see many people have appointments, are traveling again, which is super nice, and I think it's changes. We will think hard about what are we doing next year. I can expect you, you can expect there will be something nice. Jemsen, thank you very much for your support from so far away. And we from the entire Perfect Sample Gas team really wish you guys all the best. Stay safe and sound.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye, Jemsen.
Cheers.
Bye, Jonas. Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas.